Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? We've got an OP04 Proxy matchup here, just practicing some OP04. We just got finished playing the OP03 tournament this past Saturday, and my man Taylor here was like, yeah, I'm down to record some matches if you want. So we got Crocodile versus Crocodile. Starter deck, Blue Croc being played by Taylor, and Purple-Yellow OP04 Crocodile played by me. I believe I lost the dice roll, and I went first. So he chose second and just passed it over. Or I think maybe I did win the dice roll. I honestly don't remember, if I'm being completely honest with you. But we do choose to just swing 8 here. He'll go ahead and take the life. And just a little thing to know, ladies and gentlemen, is that we didn't have exactly all of the cards printed up. So there are certain cards that there will be proxies for. And I'll just put those images on the screen once those cards are played so that it's a little bit easier to understand what cards are on the board. And yeah, that way it's just a little bit easier for everyone. But he goes ahead and plays the 3-drop Doflamingo blocker and sets up the top of his deck. And this is kind of an experimental Crocodile list, if I'm being honest. I'm just kind of trying out things, seeing what works best. And yeah, I like it a lot, honestly. It's very fun. But we do get the Miss All Sunday down to go ahead and ramp up one Rested Dawn and draw a card. He did counter out with one of the Miss All Sunday blockers when I swung for 5 with leader. And now we'll just see the Sentimaru coming down, and he's going to go ahead and rest the remaining 2 Dawn and slap one underneath Sentimaru to get Pacifista. He's just checking his deck to see how many are in the deck as well, so that he knows, you know, do I have any in life? Should I be expecting that? It's really good information grab right there. And yeah, he'll swing 5 with lead. I think I did just counter out with Capone Beige. That 2k counter is so nice in this, you know, any of these yellow decks. It's extremely strong. And I'll just go ahead and swing 5 with the Miss All Sunday, and then probably just 5 with lead. Now that we've got up to that sweet 8 spot, we can go ahead and play, you know, Katakuri. We could play Crocodile. There's a lot of choices here. Excuse me. The Sentimaru can be a lot of trouble, though, so I'll just go ahead and swing 5. He counters out with Sogeking and then Alvida. I'm just going to bounce that Sentimaru to the bottom of life and pass it over. Miss All Sunday's already done her job, so I don't think we'll defend her too heavily, but I don't know, maybe I might. I don't think that we have a lot of the top-end cards in our hand, so I am kind of considering if I want to save her, and it does feel like a little bit of an overcommit, but just kind of getting it done. And yeah, so I'll just counter out for 1k and then 2k, and we'll see the Sogeking come down, resting 7 and bouncing Miss All Sunday back to hand. He gets to draw 2 and trash 2 as well. Sogeking, I feel like, is probably going to see a revival, you know, in OP04. We're going to see it in a lot of the decks just because the card is really nice for recycling, you know, dead cards in hand, but also to, you know, get that board pressure and slowly defend what you got going on. And we'll just do a 8k swing at Pacifista and then a 6k swing. He counters out with Kaya, and I'll just play 9-drop. And this, I can kind of choose between the two, and I get rid of the Sogeking just because it could be a little bit harder to get rid of in the future. And yeah, 9-drop is super nice because it takes in account the total combination of our life right now, which is 8 at the moment, and I could KO everything, which is so nice. But you'll see he just used a Flame Emperor. That's actually a Red Rock, and so Red Rock just bottom decks my 9-drop Yamato. Little unfortunate, but it is what it is. And we'll see a 7k swing coming down, 8k with Pacifista, and then a 7k with Leader. And I do choose to take, actually, going down to 1 life. I don't ever really feel like it's that bad going down to 1 life with this deck because of this beautiful card right here, Crocodile. So I can go ahead and subtract 2 Dawn, add a card back to the top of my life. And I've got 2 Dawn to work with. I'm not entirely sure if I want to use it or not, just because we do have options. But I do choose to just play Sanji because Crocodile on board, the character, will allow me to use the -1 Dawn effect to get that Dawn active for Blast Breath or for the Nakamura Arrow. But we do see the 10-drop Kaido coming down from OP04 here. Bounces back the Sanji and the Katakuri to my hand. I use the Crocodile effect to subtract the Dawn, getting 1 active and trashing that Katakuri. Just didn't really feel like I needed it. And yeah, 10-drop Kaido that's a big boy right there. That's a scary guy to have on board. But we will just go ahead and counter out of the 5k swing as well. But being at 2 life, I feel like we're in a pretty solid spot, actually. Because now we can get down some blockers. We could also potentially go for some of the bigger bodies that we have in this deck. And I'll do a 9k swing followed by a 5k swing. He does counter out of the leader swing. And we get Miss All Sunday here. Just get to draw a card and play the Uta film blocker here. I'm using a proxy card just because I am using my current Utas that I have in a different deck list, green purple Dofi. So I just had this and I forgot to print up the Utas, but you know, I'll have the card, you know, as you can see right now, I'll have the card over just so that it's apparent. Oh, and then look at that. Look at that. I'd take the Uta from the other deck and just throw it in there. Look at that. What a guy. You know what I mean? Perfect. And now he's got 10 Dawn to work with, though. He's just going to go 14 at the Crocodile. I don't believe I have a second one in hand. I'd like to keep this character alive. I get a lot of value out of this, and and if you watch here, you'll see that I do kind of mess up. I can subtract that Dawn and then bring it back as active using the Crocodile ability. Also 2k counter to save it, but I didn't use Crocodile, the 8-drop Crocodile's effect. It's, you know, it's a deck that I don't have a lot of experience with. I'm just kind of testing it out. We're trying things, you know, it's a brand new format. Yeah, there's a lot that will go into, you know, figuring out how to use this deck properly. And yeah, I make some simple mistakes here, but it's just because I don't have a lot of experience with it yet, working on it, you know. Now something I also could have done here is I do choose to counter out instead of block with Uta. I could have blocked with Uta, subtracting the Dawn and resting one of the blockers, which would have been really helpful, but instead I kind of just let that go. And not the worst mistake in the world, but just felt like I didn't get exactly what I was looking for out of that. And yeah, we now have the ability to pressure some, but with 9-drop Yamato in hand, we could do some work. I am just going to probably swing 9 at life. We're going to see the block, probably bringing back Red Rock, so you'll see he just puts the Flame Emperor back in hand. And so Red Rock is a extremely annoying card in this setup. It is incredibly difficult for me to build a board when that card is just a reality. But we'll just continuously swing 5 over and over again, just forcing him to use the blockers or to use counters from hand. And then we'll just drop down another Crocodile because I know that one of them's going to get Red Rocked. And I'll subtract the 2 Dawn, though, going back up to 3 life here. I'll just go ahead and probably pass it over with 2 Dawn remaining. I think I might be thinking of playing Sanji, but yeah, because I do like the card draw, and I don't think it's a bad idea here. Play the Sanji, and then we end up getting Crocodile ability to, you know, subtract some of those Dawn and get a nice card active for either Nakamura Arrow or Blast Breath. But he does go ahead and Red Rock one of the Crocodiles. Now, I told him after the match that I was like, you know, you Red Rocked the rested one, right? You could have done the active one and then go for go for that. And I just realized I told him that I wanted to use the Crocodile ability. We draw into another Croc here and just discard the Miss All Sunday. But we'll see a 7k swing coming down at the Uta. Uta is gone. She didn't really get much value. I think we missed an opportunity on a turn prior, but it is what it is. And he will just go ahead and pass. That Red Rock, it does take up primarily a lot of the turn, but it's just extremely useful. I think that the missed opportunity was potentially bottom decking or resting the Uta and then going from there to make some changes. On the Crocodile, having 10k Kaido swing at it and then using Red Rock on the other Crocodile. But yeah, both just kind of learning moments here. I do choose to swing for 9. I'll go ahead and play Crocodile as well. After using that Sanji effect, you get I got some nice card draw, going back up to 4 life. 4 life. I mean, you can tell these 8 drops just get tons and tons of value. So he's got a 10 drop Kaido as well as the Crocodile here. Not really doing much for him, if I'm being honest. But I think we've built up our life and our hand enough. Now you see Sasaki coming down. He had 3 9-drop Mihawks in his deck, or excuse me, in his hand, so just really wasn't doing him any justice. So he chooses to play Sasaki so he can get 5 different cards added to the hand and just see if there's anything, you know, potentially like different that he can, I don't know, find some sort of a play out of. And it doesn't end up being that great. We're already in too commanding of a position with him having 0 life. But yeah, I actually just looking at his hand, he's able to bottom deck something if he really wanted to, but it does him no good. Could swing leader into Sanji, 10 drop Kaido into Crocodile, and then potentially yeah, so we use a Crocodile effect here and then bottom deck the other. Crocodile effect to trash a Miss All Sunday. I do let the Sanji go. Don't really care too much about it. And now he's probably just going to swing 10 or 12, excuse me, at the Crocodile. I do choose to use the other Crocodile's effect as well because I can just use both. I love this card cycle. That's what I really like about this purple-yellow Crocodile deck. And it's still a lot to work with, but it's, you know, fun overall. And now he does use Red Rock to bottom deck that other one. And then 10 drop Kaido's probably just going to swing, yep, just straight into the Croc I have for, I believe, 13,000. And we do use Nakamura Arrow and then realize, oh yeah, that's right, I got to have 2 life or less. So kind of put myself in a bit of a pickle. I think I went a little overzealous with playing all of those 8 drops when I didn't really need to, and then we're just going to pick up the game. But solid match overall. It's playing matches like these where I learned that, you know, there are some really unique instances where it feels like you should be playing those bigger cards, but in reality, like playing a blocker and then maybe just getting heavier swings through with what you have on board can be, you know, the better option. But I still enjoy testing it out, giving it a shot, learning some of this new format, and I hope you guys enjoy the games. Let me know what your thoughts are. And yeah, I'm just going to be continuously uploading some of the different deck lists that we'll find in OP04 and see how it goes. It's been a blast, but I'll see y'all in the next one, all right? Peace.